Hey, what? It's hard to believe. I mean, this is still a really good team, but it's not a very consistent team. And they got tagged again at Utah State. Uh, Jaden Ledee had to do it by himself for a chunk of time, and he didn't play very well. Finished with 23. The bigs, all the young guys, bad boys, as I call them, they had 7 baskets. I thought they played pretty well in chunks of time to keep San Diego State in the game and getting them back. But the guards didn't shoot well. Micah Parrish, Butler combined 1 for 12 shooting. Aztecs were 3 of 19 on threes. And I guess the thing that's alarming, here we are with 2+ weeks to go in the regular season before the conference tournament, and there's still not a lot of consistency. You know, they are 4-7 on the road. In their 5 biggest games on the road in the conference, they got punched in the mouth. They have only one quality win on the road early in the season, Gonzaga.
Right.
But the way Gonzaga's playing, they did beat St. Mary's at home, but the way St. Mary's is now playing, I don't know, the Aztecs could beat those teams now. So they've got an albatross that's around their neck, that it's not a complete team. It's not a team that's shown consistency, despite what the bad boys have done, because I think those kids have grown, but there's still not a lot of consistency. And I guess as we go towards the conference tournament, the words I will use, who can you trust to help Ledee once we get to the conference tournament? Granted, conference tournament, kind of a neutral floor. There'll be Aztec fans, I understand that. There won't be the altitude, there won't be the raucousness that you get in Logan, Utah, or Laramie, Wyoming, or Boise, etc. But who can you trust? John, the floor is yours.
Well, I watched the game, and I think it was just they were cold shooting. You know, the rebounds were good, the turnovers were low. They played well as a team. They just couldn't hit their shots. And you look at Micah Parrish, and you're like, what happened to this guy? He used to be hitting threes, consistent double-digit score, and he kind of faded away. Reese Waters is in sort of a funk, you know, he's not even starting anymore, but he seems a little hesitant to shoot the ball, and that guy's got a sweet stroke. So you wonder, and, you know, Miles Heide and, you know, Saunders, they're kind of muscling around down there, but you need your guards, your wingmen to really hit those shots. That's where the focus needs to be. It feels a little bit like, you know, the early Steve Fisher days when they played terrific defense, but they would shoot like 15% from the field, you know?
They get issues. Now they're gonna start to mop up people here, because the lower echelon, starting with Fresno State, those guys are coming in to Viejas for the most part. I mean, they do have one more game with Boise at the end of the season, but it's just not the same team. But on neutral floor in a less than hostile environment, maybe it'll click, maybe it'll start to come together. But I don't know, you're an Aztec fan, Jonas and Fans Forum. What you see, again, level of expectation is so high now because of where we were a year ago this time and what the thing evolved into.
They're make a run, though. I mean, you go to the Thomas and Mack, that's like Viejas East, right? Yep. You know, the fans will show up, and you're not going to have all those crazy rowdy kids and they're rooting for the other team. You think about this, they're 19, 20-year-old kids. So when you have that huge crowd, I mean, that's got to be playing with a rock on your shoulders.
It is, but everybody else in the conference is experiencing the same thing. I mean, what do you think about that insane asylum at the end of the court, the show at Viejas?
Right.
Those people are crazy. Those frat guys have way too much time on their hands.
But it's a huge advantage for the home team. That's why the neutral floor is going to, I think the Aztecs could still roll through this tournament.
All right, Fans Forum looking for Aztec contribution. Fans.